Welcome to another episode of the desk from the desk of Coach Hess, and the Chalk Talk today is all about the Action Club online program coming up starting on a week from today, May 12th. You don't want to miss this. Get enrolled right away. I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the program in today's Chalk Talk so that you know what's in front of you. It is one fantastic program we've been running for this will be the fourth session of it, and of course we've adapted the curriculum to the changes that have happened because the theme of it is pivot your business, and it's a virtual world now. And so all of the core of the Action Coach program, which is what exists in Action Club, is being taught in this program, but of course it's all been adapted to the changes and the things that we've had to adjust to and adapt and pivot to with the changes of the coronavirus. Now that is going on as we, right now it exists. Here it is, May 5th, 2020. What's that going to be like as we move along? And certainly there's a lot more to uncover than what's going on with the coronavirus pandemic across the world. But in the meantime, we will keep up with it. It's going to be in the course. It's going to be right on track. I'm going to be on top of all of the information. First session, we really focus on adjusting your vision, your mission, and your culture. What's going on with those areas, and what do we have to adjust going forward that may be part of a new economy? And so we may have to look those over, and they may not be developed, but part of the course, in the course, we will teach you exactly how to build each of those areas and put you through a process that you walk away from that 1 hour session where you'll know how and have that in place for your company if you do not today. The second session, and again, these sessions go on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 to 5 o'clock. All right, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 4 to 5. They're recorded every time. So if on Tuesday you've got a meeting at that time, you've got all day Wednesday to pick up on the hour session, get your work done so that you can come prepared for the Thursday session. And of course, Thursday you have all the way around till Tuesday. But most people like to be live because I'm interactive as a coach. I do coaching live. I focus specifically on the people in the classes, businesses, and make sure that we're providing value to them immediately. On the next week, we then start talking about making it work, priority setting, goals and objectives, right? So we spend a whole bunch of time on how to set these priorities up. What does it look like for you when you have this mission and culture? How are we going to make it work? So we kind of dial back a little bit on what are your goals and objectives, and look at how you should set those. What's the right way to build goals? Be smart about your goals. We talk about being specific, measurable, achievable, results oriented, and time bound for every goal that we build. And so we teach a lot about how to build your goals properly. Next session is generating cash flow. So we get into different types of marketing that we may have to take right now in order to make our business successful. So what kind of cash flow is being generated today? What kind of adjustments do you need to make to get the cash flow? Some people's cash flow is increased, and so you still have an issue of how to manage that properly. That's a better problem to have, than on the other side. We'll look at the 5 ways formula, look at it relative to the crisis. The 5 ways is a fundamental look at how to build a business, looking at leads, conversion, number of transactions, average dollar sale, and margin. As 5 variables that we have over 60 for each of those areas, 60 solutions that I'll bring forward, the ones that are applicable in the class. We'll talk about maintaining cash flow in the next session. Really, what is the pent-up demand? Rebound better than before, how to come out of this thriving, not just surviving, and take advantage of these. I mean, think about it. Google came out in, 2008 or whatever, when we had that crisis, and look where it is today. Whew, and same with a lot of the cloud kind of deliveries, where they were in 2008 to where they are today is a whole different world. And I think investments in Amazon stock's been pretty good, along with Microsoft. Looking for your ideal customer will be part of that session. We start to identify that, and in the next session we jump into growing customers. What's the ladder of loyalty? How do we move people up the ladder of loyalty to membership and advocates and eventually being raving fans? and how do you capitalize on that as a marketing approach in order to build referential business. We'll spend a fair amount of time in that session building that up, showing you how to build repeat business. The easiest marketing way to, easiest marketing dollar spent is those that you've already connected with, and that's the best way to do it. So we like to build that up because it's very cost effective and very effective. We talk about sales pivots, things you had to do differently in pivots because there's new dynamic sales approaches that we have to take. We'll go through ways and challenges that are happening within sales. We'll see all kinds of ways of adjusting that. We've seen it in our marketing messages for sure. A lot more compassion, maybe a little less aggressive, a little more focused on cleanliness, sanitization, and so on. We'll teach how to use the questioning funnel from a sales approach. We'll move into managing dynamics the next session, and starting off in June. What are the dynamics of management? What do you have to do a little differently? There's a difference between management and leadership, and we cover them in separate areas. So this would be more of how to handling your objections from a manager, how to get teams kind of going in the right direction, and how to build key performance indicators, right? Key performance indicators are critical for people wanting to, when you have a group that you need to achieve and you want them to do better all the time, well, accountability is real important to keeping people on track, especially when you get to the point of critical drivers, which are those things that are driving your business forward, and tying those into the performance daily around key performance indicators of what is the behavior of your staff and yourself. Getting those in place really makes things run a lot smoother, and we have a great strategy, and we'll go through how to build all those during that session. Team building, wow. Team building is my favorite area, how to motivate teams, how to get them on track. Being, most of you know, I think I was a basketball coach for years and had 14 years of winning records at the high school, college level. And did very well in that as building teams, and then taking that skill set into the management sectors that I had for quite an extended period of my life, and using those skills to build up those teams, and now having the opportunity to work as a business coach with you for the last year plus is just exciting to bring all these things together in my expertise. And so the ability to motivate and build succession building, how to build teams up to keep building and growing, how to make sure that everybody's on the track to replace each other, because this whole team building thing eventually gets you in a position where the business that you would own, I'm assuming, most people that take this class are either want to become business owners or are business owners. This succession building is really critical to getting the business in a position that we like to define a business, and that is a commercial profitable enterprise that runs without you. And so the idea is that the team takes over and the jobs, and the team really takes care of your customers. Customers take care of the business, and the business takes care of you as the owner, and so on. Now that's a growing thing, growing pattern that goes, and you get to choose kind of what you want to do, because hey, the best thing about life is we get to choose what we want to do. And I think choosing to take this program would put you in a position to have a lot better choices in your life going forward. So make a point when I bring up the URL at the bottom of this video that you click on that and get yourself enrolled, because it's going to start in 1 week, and I'd like to get you working on the materials earlier rather than later. Under leadership, my experience with Magic Johnson come out there a lot about how to recruit from a leader, and then the 6 steps to a winning team. We'll go into how that's the heart and the soul, and how a real leader is different than a manager, and how sometimes you have to wear both hats. So a lot of leadership development there, and we have lots of case studies and examples to go through. It'll be fun. Then the next session, systemization. In order to build a business, you have to have leverage. And so anything that's done more than once that's menial in task, you want to figure out how to make sure that happens automatically in the future. How-to systems, we've got to have manuals built for all the things and tasks that are important for your business going on, so that as there's always a succession plan without having a dependency on an individual. Very important to building process. We spend a lot of time in systems. We look at how to use the systems, certainly the technologies associated with CRMs and your databases, and how to feed Twitter and how to feed Facebook, and how to do these type of videos and push them out. Those kind of things are all covered under systemization and also part of the marketing as well. But it all comes together in the second to last section. We have mastery. We cover the 6 steps of build massive results. And that's the basis and the fundamentals of what exists around the Action Coach system. At the bottom level of mastery, there's 4 areas: destination, time, money, and delivery. And then you move up into the marketing side, which we call niche. And we're very strong when we go back to that whole 5 ways thing we covered clear back on the 3rd week. We come back and bring that together so that you see how to build the niche marketing and build your USP, your unique selling proposition, and put your guarantee in place so that you have a very effective machine, so that marketing becomes an investment rather than an expense. Your accountants will never agree with me. And then the last 2 areas, or I guess the other part of mastery, is then we move up to leverage. We talked about systems, so we tie in how do we create leverage. Do once and get paid on it the rest of your life is the theme. We want to find out how to do that as many places as possible. It brings the real value to your company in the end, because a system or a business that runs in a systemized nature that runs by itself has a multiple of value on an exit strategy versus one that does not. And so we like to show you how to build a business that way so that you're building an asset, which is much higher than probably what your revenue gains will be and what your living expenses will be out of your business. But when it's an asset that you can liquidate at some point and gain all of that money, now we're talking real stuff. And then the last session, June 18th, we'll have I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get together, but we'll have a leverage game night where we do a graduation. We talk about our own action plans. We share kind of what we've learned in the course. And then we play a game for an hour or so that brings together, it's an actual game of the Action Coach system. And it's well refined and gives you a chance to really cement your learning. All that, it was a mouthful. That's what's going to happen over the 6 weeks, twice a week. Got to have you involved, because if you're not enrolled, you're not going to get to learn this stuff, and it's not going to make your life what you can make it without it. You're not going to get a better course than this anywhere you search and find. And certainly the personal touch and my commitment to you as the instructor and making sure that you gain and grow in this course is a lot about what I'm all about and what that course is about. So hey, don't miss out. Get enrolled. Take a look at the link below. Give you a whole detail of the course overviews if you'd like to look at it. And there certainly is a registration button there. Love to have you part of the course. Don't miss out on it. See you in a week.